Alright, you guys, so I'm doing how to use an e-collar. There's such a tremendous vacuum out there. And if you think of it logically, there's thousands of books written on dog training. Nobody knows how to train dogs. And so there's not very many books written on e-collars. There's no... a handful. If you said there's more than a handful, I'd say you'd have to show them to me. So I'm just going to do the Cliff Notes version for people that don't, because it seems like once they latch on to misinformation, you can't get them on, whatever they first hear. So you've got to think of collar conditioning any dog. Again, if you're saying to yourself, I'm going to get an e-collar and find a better way to correct these behavior problems, that's not going to work. Every dog has got to have a foundation of a 3-action introduction. It needs to be collar conditioned so that you can get the dog to do 3 basic behaviors. Move in your direction, which is number 1 for companion dogs. Remain stationary and move away. And that's the order that I teach them in. Because if one behavior is going to persist, it's the one you've worked with the longest. So you should start with, honestly, we start with off-leash recall the very first day. And an off-leash recall is a completely separate behavior, not combined with a stay and a sit right off the beginning. That is I don't even know, I would say sophomore error, but I mean just extremely novice error, or somebody that's learned about dog training. Even though I'd say it's better to learn about dog training from watching competitions than some of these people seem like they never even watch competition. You know, if you're going to have companion dogs that are going to have speed on a recall, you better do it as a completely separate exercise. So that's how you have to think of it. If you're, all dog behavior is one of those 3 things. If you said, I know of a training video where a dog is doing something other than coming, going, or remaining stationary, I would say I would have to see it. Maybe backflipping or something, jumping off, even, jumping off, a platform, that would be going away. So, that's what you have to see. I want you to understand, trying to take an e-collar to fix behavior problems is like trying to do repairs on a house you have not even built. You're trying to do repairs on a house you have not even built. So there's nothing there. You're just sort of throwing corrections at a dog. You're trying to find a better correction mousetrap. Anyway, I don't know if I told Summer I unfriended Randolph. We had to write Randolph out of the show because he didn't like sushi. Does that make you sad that I'm so judgmental? Does that make you disappointed? Huh? We have to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't even really that. He sent me a text, and I'm actually really guarded at the people at home. I'm like, who cares? They don't seem like it. See, they don't realize how actually guarded I am. If somebody spooks me, I just get spooked. We've replaced Randolph with this Briars. So Briars, if you're watching, we got ready for you to come be our intern, and by intern I mean do all the work and train all the dogs. It will be great if we can get, let's see, honestly, if you could get like 15 hours of training time in on a 3-day weekend, that would be a lot of work, but I think we could do it. And if you had 15 hours of training time under your belt, that's a lot of time. If you gave me 15 hours of just nothing to do but train dogs, I can get a lot done. And I can motivate other people to do it. So that's what you guys have to think of. That to, try to get a dog with behavior problems, and your approach be, I'm going to use an e-collar as a better way to correct the dog. Understand that they've, prior to coming to, and especially if we're talking about people that call and say it's 3 or 4, they've tried everything that their relatives, their this, that, and the other, and the internet has told them to do to correct the dog. Again, they're trying to you know, arrange things in a house that doesn't exist. So, you know, your job is to build the house, and then because of what they're providing you, it isn't the best house. You're then trying to do spot repairs to get it somewhat up there. That's how you guys have to think of it. You know, anybody that's a builder, you can understand that. And, you know, we've only got 3 kind of clients, main type of clients, and one of those is a builder. You can guess what the other 2 are, but, you know, that's what you have to think of. If we're getting a collar, and that's like that dog Barkley, and Max, and Barney. These are dogs with severe behavior problems. I'm getting an idea what the problems are, but, you know, in a general, if you can kind of say, yeah, I think I've got a pretty good idea who he is. And a lot of that is you asking the pertinent questions, not counting on them saying it's good with kids, it's this, it loves other dogs, it's this, it's that. That girl Tony said yesterday, it's good on the leash, except for when it sees another dog. Okay, so what we have to then say to ourselves is, oh no, that's terrible on a leash. Oh no, that's what we call horrible on a leash. Tony, if you're watching, I do love that dog. Nina texted me and asked me if I want to keep. We just don't have any room for. I don't have an open Great Dane cage, and I've already got that big. We've already got one playing the role of the great big blue Great Dane, and her name is Izzy. That's what I want you guys to think of. If there is no house, if you can build a house, you can operate within this house. You know, if there's leaks or whatever, you can use the e-collar to sort of extinguish those. But if you think I set about with Barkley, correcting him for opening the door, barking, no. I showed this dog, I've put a phone pager on you, and I'm sort of like a candy machine. That's who I am. You've never met anybody but like me. I'm a lot like a candy machine. In a lot of ways. In other ways, I'm like other things, but you know, that's later. That's later. Because let me tell you what, that little dog's got problems. In fact, his owner called last night. I'm going to call her back again today and tell her, you know, he needs 12 weeks of training. You know, nothing ever happens to make me think the longer, the better. When you were talking about dogs that are 2 to 3 to 4 years old, if you say to me, I'm so much better of a trainer than you, that I can fix the problem, solve the aggression, and do all that. There's no solving. There is installing an e-collar into the dynamic, building a house, and maintaining and containing and suppressing that individual within the house when you need to, grounding it, so to speak, in its house that you have built, that has walls, that are, you know, have parameters. Anyway, you guys, that's how to use an e-collar 3-action introduction. And I've got a particular way to do it. Other people do it another way. But you've got to have that in your mind. If people ask me, well, tell me what you do, I say, in a nutshell, we install a 3-action introduction, you know, with a bias towards a recall and the dog staying still. Between those two, the bias towards a recall. You know, so, and understanding that by doing that, a lot of behavior problems are going to go away on their own. You know, and helping people learn to drive these things, you know, it's like if, you know, the car keeps going in the ditch. So I said today, if you've got dogs getting collar-wise right and left, that's you, not the collar. You know, so if you've got dogs that are bad on the leash, all of your dogs, the common denominator is you. Every dog you had the same problem. That's you. Does everybody have skill as a handler? No. Can they get, you know, basic skills and at least attempt to be some kind of quick study? God, please, please. You know, you've got to, you know, and if you know, the leader of the universe came down and said, you have to wear many hats in this world to be successful, I don't think very many people would say, oh, that sounds insane. So what I'm saying to people is you have to wear the behaviorist hat. I'm not even sure what kind of hat these people wear. Summer, write that down. We're going to find out what kind of hat these people wear. So, you know, you have got, and is it easy to do? No, it isn't. Is it easier to do with other people's dogs? Yes, it is. Any of these people can see their relatives' dogs from the clinical viewpoint of how the relative is completely to blame for the behavior. So it's all about the blame game. But on their own level, you know, and you know, clicker trainers, and I was thinking about this, because clicker trainers are big into the nothing is life is free and indifference sort of thing, and there it is effective. I do use it quite a bit, but the problem is you have got to be a really good actor and have really good self-control, because unless you're pointing out with specificity where these people are going wrong, that doesn't work. And that doesn't work unless you're doing it in combination with collar conditioning with an electronic collar. You're not going to get the results. Any up and coming, any trainer in their 20s should be jumping into this full bore. Not starting out with a pinch collar, a 50-year-old tool. You should be getting a pager. That's what you should be doing. This is the only collar I use. Yes, I've got a counter full of them. We need to have that episode showing all the collars, because Greg came over here. He was like freaking out because it was like so much dog tray he couldn't handle it.
I started closing in on him.
But yeah, oh no, he was just everywhere he turned. They were everywhere. But that's the only collar I use. Puppies, anything. If you said, I am a 20-something-year-old dog trainer and I cannot see on your videos or anything where it's even responding at all. I'd say, do you drink or
Do you drink?
do you drink or
Vodka and
whiskey? Anyway, I've got my very generic potato sack outfit on today because let me tell you about Kelly's tired. She's exhausted. But we're gonna get out there, we're gonna crank some footage, and we had to get rid of the little briefcase because it just didn't fit in Remy's mouth. I'm trying to think of something else.
It's okay.
Oh, it was cute though, it was cute.
Yeah.
The one I put is fail because it was like scooting around on the ground, but it wasn't even that he had the tenacity.
Give up.
Oh, they know how to scoot stuff around on the ground here. You've seen them do it. They've been practicing that. Oh no, they've been scooting bottles around on the ground here since they were, Jesus, 3 weeks old.
Dogs are determined.
These rotten little things, they can pick up anything.
Determination.
Anyway, Stacy, that's what's going on. I'm gonna be all caught up though. Did you eat your food? Did you eat your chalupas?
I ate the
Manicotti?
The one with pasta sauce.
Was it
It's
good?
really good.
I know.
And the other ones I got. The other one. The other. I put them
Oh
in
no,
the
that's all
freezer.
homemade pasta sauce
It
and
was good. I showed my brother this morning because they came back last night. So I told him to try it. It's really, really good.
that's what I'm planning on eating until I was like, that's what I did last time my parents visited.
Why did she leave me?
Well, it made like a
It's
giant
a
pan.
lot.
Where's that recipe? It was like
It's a lot.
2.5 pounds of cheese and oh, you guys
They're
should have
good.
seen me
They're good.
safeguarding this cheese from my boxer, Barkley, my bulldog.
Block of cheese.
Oh no, they didn't realize. I need cameras everywhere. That's how our show's going to be doing. That scene where my parents were leaving, where they actually thought I was just shutting the door and locking. My dad's hands just like coming in the door. Bye. It's probably them. They were just probably like, let's get out of here quick. All right, guys. That's how it is. And if you know, we need interns. I think we might start doing a 3-day workshop. If people want to come do it. If you want to come do a 3-day workshop, you have to rent a car and we could figure out something. I don't know, we might have to charge for that, but, I'd be less casual. I would actually get dressed up and stuff. If you paid. If not, let me just warn you. Anyway, all right, guys, we gotta go.
Bye.